Okay, guys, a rare day where honors and regular math classes are doing the same work. I'll be out all day. I'll try to go through these with a help video and then maybe a more in-depth video later. Okay, in this first section, 1 through 4, what I want you guys to be able to do is basically translate these into an equation. So we don't need to solve it. You just need to write the equation. And for these, if I do the first one, you guys can read them word by word. So if I go one more than means like plus 1. So I'm going to put plus 1 or 1 plus. Either way, I'm adding 1 on. So this is plus 1, right? 1 more than, and then I think 3 times a number. 3 times, we don't know what number, so we'll call it x. 3 times a number is, whenever we see is, that means equals, and 7 is 7. So they really told us the answer already. So either 1 plus 3x is 7 or 3x plus 1 is 7. It's the same exact thing. So I'll just say 3x plus 1 equals 7. 1 more than, that was the plus 1. 1 more than 3x, 3 times a number, is 7. So the next one should be easy. 7 less than, okay, you should know how to say that. 7 less than 1/4 of a number. So it's not 4 times a number, it's 1/4 of a number. You should be able to say that. You should be able to say that. -1. Okay, number 3. The quotient, which means dividing something. So if you divide a certain number and 5. So if you divide, let's call it a certain number x and 5. So if you divide x divided by 5, that's what quotient means. Quotient means divided by. Less 10 minus 10 equals 3. X divided by 5 minus 10 is 3. Okay, you owe $4.32 in rental fees and are returning a movie that is 4 days late. Now you owe $6.48. Define a variable, then write an equation to find the daily fine for an overdue movie. So how much it costs per day is what is going to be our variable. So the x is going to equal, how much does it cost per day? You already owe what you already owe. You already owe plus your late fees equal total. So hopefully you already know what you already owe. It's in the problem. You already know, you should know your total, what you now owe. So trying to say, okay, you were 4 days late for late fees. That's the only thing that's going to be tough, is figuring out late fees. Well, you were late 4 days. So you 4 times whatever you cost per day, and that's what X was, our daily fine. So what we ended up paying late fees was whatever our daily fine was times 4, because we were 4 days late. So we got 4 fines in a row. All right, see if you can figure that one out. So I helped you with the hard part. Let's see. Ooh, and then it says and solve. So see if you can do, once you do that, can you make teams? And can you solve? All right, number 5, I'm going to read this answer. Why is it important that I defined a variable? Meaning, why is it important that you say what the variable is going to be for that equation? Why is it important? Okay. Next page. All right, I'm not going to help you as much. Remember, for these, we can go word by word. 4 less than. Next part, 5 times a number. Next part is 11. 4 less than, that's minus 4. 4 less than something. 5 times a number, that's 5x. Is equal 11. Okay, so that's pretty easy. You could either say -4 plus 5x, -4 -4 plus 5x equals 11, or 5x minus 4 equals 11. They're exactly the same thing. 15 more than. So half a number is 9. So each one of those should be a different symbol. 6 less than should be something. 7 times a number should be something. Should be something. Negative 20. All right. 8 more than, you should be able to do that. 8 more than, okay, that's something. 4 times a number is something. Is something. And negative 12 is something. All right, define a variable. Then write and solve an equation to solve each problem. The cost for a certain music plan is $9.99 per year plus 25 cents per song you download. If you paid $113.74 in 1 year, so this is where it asks you, this is kind of asking you questions. How many songs did you download, right? Find the number of songs that you downloaded. So whenever it tells us to asks us a question or tells us to do something, that's the thing we're trying to figure out. So we're trying to find out, we're going to let that be our variable. X equals the number of songs we downloaded. So my first step in a problem is then to write it with words. Okay. I pay so yearly fee plus how much I spend on songs is my total cost. And it says, we know what the yearly fee is. We know how much we pay per year. We know how much we paid at the end of the year. Your part is, how much did you spend on songs? If X is how many songs you bought. So let's see, songs was how many songs we bought. We bought X amount of songs. And if we multiply by the price per song, then we'll know how much money we spent on songs. It was 25 cents for every song. All right, so you should be able to solve that after that point. All right, Amy saved $725 for new guitars and lessons. Her guitar cost $475 and her guitars were $25 per hour. Determine how many hours of lessons she can afford. X equals number of hours. So I got my variable. So let's see. If her guitar plus lessons equals her total cost. So we know how much she saved. We know how much she can spend. That's her total. We know how much she bought her guitar for. So then we have to say, like, okay, how much can she spend on lessons? Okay, for lessons, we're $25 for every hour. We don't know exactly how many hours, but we know it's on lessons, she spent $25 for every hour. And we said X's are our hours. So that's like the middle school answer. You don't know exactly how much she spent on lessons. You can't give me a dollar amount, but you know it's $25 every lesson. So, all right, so plug in the numbers, make teams, see if you can come up with that answer. From the ground level to the tip of the torch, the Statue of Liberty is at its pedestal are 92.99 meters tall. The pedestal is 0.89 meters taller than the statue. How tall is the Statue of Liberty? So there's my question. How tall is the Statue of Liberty? So we'll say X equals Statue of Liberty height. Since that's what we're trying to figure out, it's always my first step. Whatever they're asking me for, that's what I'm going to make my variable. Okay, the Statue of Liberty, so it's the statue, and the pedestal is like its stand. The statue plus the pedestal equal total. So let's see, from the ground level, the statue and its pedestal are 92.99 meters tall, so we know it's total. The pedestal is taller than this, is 0.89 meters taller than the statue. So we know how tall the statue is. We just defined it, right? We know how tall it is right there. We know how tall it is. So we put that in. So the pedestal, we don't know exactly how tall it is, but we know it's however tall the statue is plus another 0.89 meters. So we have the statue's height, which you should know what it is. Hint, 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 hint. And the pedestals is the statues plus another 0.89. So now you don't need the parentheses, but statue plus the pedestal equals, and hopefully you know the total, and you can set those together. The two x's combined to be 2x plus 0.89 equals 92.99, and you can make teams and solve. All right, number 8, Elsie would like to take snowboarding lessons at Powder Mountain. She has saved $550 for lesson and a junior season pass. How many more semi-private lessons can she take? Okay, so it's based over here. Elsie would like to take snowboarding lessons at Powder Mountain. She has saved $550 for lessons, so her total can be $550. How many more semi-private lessons than private lessons can she take? Let's see. So you need a season pass plus lessons. All right, this one's kind of tough. You know she has saved, so a pass is $315. You know that all she can spend is $550. So if she takes semi-private lessons, so we'll say S. If she takes semi-private lessons, then it's $45 for every S. And that's how many semi-private lessons she can take. If she takes private lessons, and I'll write the equation again, then it's 315 plus, and if it was private lessons, it would be $60 for every, I'll put P for private, equals 550. So there's two options. Here's her equation for if she takes semi-private lessons. Here's her equation if she takes private lessons. So you have to solve those. Solve this equation for S and solve that equation for P. And say, okay, if she wanted to take semi-private lessons, what was her answer? And if she wanted to take private lessons, what was her answer for P? And how many more lessons could she afford if she decides to do this option than this option? All right, good luck.